Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here. So today I didn't have time to go live for my Grand Arena. I did record it on my phone because I played on my lunch break. So I am going to play it at 2 times speed. Some of these battles are pretty short, so I'll try to summarize it as best as I can, give my insights on what I was thinking, and just overall so you can see how I did this last 3v3. So let's jump into it. All right, so my opponent today is Hub. He is 9.5 million GP, so a pretty close match actually. 5.4 million in characters, 4.13 in ships. So they have 6 more GAC Omicrons than me. I beat them a little in 25 plus mods, but they beat me in all the other mods. They have more than double 6-dot mods than me. I do have the Datacron advantage here. And they have a good amount, like 80 Zetas on me. So that's still a good amount. They do have the GL advantage with one more GL or two. No, one more GL than me. I have Jabba, but they have Leia and C. So they have a GL advantage on me. They do have all usable conquest characters and legendaries, and they do have a fleet advantage with the profundity over me at 6 stars, or I'm sorry, 7 stars, where mine is at 5. So overall, even though we're relatively close in GP, they do have a notable advantage here. So let's see how this match ends up turning out. So my first match was a mirror for Ray. I know a lot of players, if you've watched my Grand Arenas, you know I like to mirror Ray. That saves Bane for something else. This was a weaker Ray. Honestly, I probably could have Star Killered or something like that. I've just found that if you don't have Ray on defense, then Ray on offense is really, really strong in the mirror, because when the enemy Ray ults, you ult, and then you just have to pretty much control her health as best you can. Keep her in healing immunity. I try to protect Holdo as much as I can, just because she's tanking a lot for me. As long as I don't go under 50% health, Ben's health really isn't a big deal here. So not a big issue. And as you can see, because I'm hitting my ult and they aren't, I'm whittling them down, and I'm putting healing immunity as much as I can on Ray. It's 4 turns of healing immunity after Ben goes down, when he doesn't have any more protection up. With the whirlwind, he's not coming back up. And once he's dead, then it's super, super easy and pretty clean win from there. For Tuscans, I decided to go with Treya. For this, it's a really easy matchup. Sometimes the warrior, especially because you're kind of feeding a lot of turn meter in here, so sometimes they can get really strong. So pretty much what you're trying to do is you just put isolate on the ad. That's a summon, and what you're going to do is you're just going to annihilate them with Nihilus. And once you do that for the ad, you can kill the Tuscan warrior and the chief, and they're pretty much free at this point. So I try to take out the Tuscan warrior first, because honestly, she's the threat. She can really do some damage here if you let her get a little crazy. Chieftain does have a good amount of survivability. So a lot of times I just have to cycle through Nihilus as much as I can, and then annihilate him as well. So this is a super reliable counter. There's some other things that can do it, like bounty hunters or no revive with Jedi. I just didn't have a use for Treya as far as my plan, and this is a very, very easy counter. So that's why I did that. Really clean. So for Iden, I usually like Radis. I save Radis for DTMG or Iden. So it's pretty easy. All you have to do is you have to ensure that Radis has, I think it's called inspiration, that inspiration buff whenever you throw the book at him and you use his ult. So as you can see, like, she's almost dying here just as you're going through, and a lot of times I'll be able to kill the ads or someone just with all these exposes before I even get to my ult. But once you get to ult, it's super easy, really fast, and they all just go down. All right, so for Marin, And this Night Sister team with Talzin lead and Zombie, I decided to go with Jedi. I do have the no revive cron here, and that's why I went with Jedi. This was super cheap for me, and it allows me to split my Jedi into 3 teams, so JML, Jedi Knight Luke, and Revan. So really happy with this. Really clean, really good banners. You just have to have the Datacron, and it works really, really well. So for Malgus, I'm starting to get into now I'm in the world of just overkill. I took out pretty much most of their hardest team. I'm still working on their front wall right now. I don't think anything in the back is going to be too troublesome. And I honestly don't have a lot of uses for Jabba. Once I get a better Malgus killer, like maybe C or Jedi Knight Calcastus or something, I'll be able to put or Jabba on defense. But right now he like at least in 3s, he just like kills Malgus for me. So it's not the best use for him, but it's still honest work. You know, like I don't have a ton of flexibility here, and a lot of things I just have to overkill because that's what I have in my roster. Like I can beat them, I can overkill them. There's plenty of things that can kill this on its own, and it's better than having to do something like a mirror or something. This isn't a very strong Malgus at all. It's only relic 5. So worst case, if I had a mirror or something like that, I absolutely could. But now that I have Jabba, it works really well. I did take out Malik first. The reason is you can put blinds on Malgus, and he's only going to his basic can't miss, so his blind is only going to wear off on his specials, usually on his dunk. So it's an easy way to keep him controlled because his dunk is the only damage he has. But if you have him blinded the entire time, then he can't really dunk you. So it's just like crazy easy. So from here, I eat both of them, and then I think Darth Revan, if my memory is correct, he goes down before I could even use my ult on him. So pretty, as you can see there, like he's done. Yeah, so pretty easy. So for Leia, I decided, and this is why I mirrored Rey, is for Leia, there's some other options I could probably do. I probably could have like SOKR'd this or something if I really had to. But Bane is an easy win. You come in, you increase their cooldowns, you get all nice and juicy, and then you just like kill this team really, really easy. So sometimes, every time I play this, I feel like it's pretty jank, but it ends up working really well. So, you know, easy 58 banners there. All right, so on the front wall, surprisingly, even though this was a tough opponent, they put Mon Mothma here for whatever reason. I think just as a filler team. The only threat with this, with Wampa, is you can't time out. And it's a timeout because if you ramp too much, and you can just kill Cara Dune like right off the bat every time, and then she just like comes back with her potency up, and like she hits you, and then you kill her, and it's this like endless loop. So it's a possible timeout. It's not a very high chance, but every time I play it, I fear that it's going to time out. And what I do is I try to attack the sides as much as possible to try to give her an opportunity for her potency up to fall off, and I try to ramp to give myself that. And then there you go, one turn where she wasn't able to get her potency back up, and then easy 59 banners. All right, and now I'm really in the like really in the world of just overkilling these teams. So I have an SOKR with SOKR Kron. But you know, this was the hardest team on defense right now, so I used SOKR to do it, and then Rex 5s, just JML with some Barris and Shock T. So this was really easy. Nothing too concerning here. At this point, I am overkilling. If you can see, like this, the ground game in this match was really, really clean. They did put some tough things on here. Definitely not the hardest opponent I faced, but definitely, and this is the top wall that I'm clearing right here, but definitely pretty smooth. I was able to have a counter that not only beats everything, but beats it with extremely good banners. So on ground, I was really happy. So all 57s to 59s pretty much is how I did on most of these. I used Riva with Rivacron on Radis, so easy win right there. Uh, so they have a Sana Staros for whatever reason. I just used Jedi Knight Luke with 100% offense cron, and that's why they're hitting so hard and they just go down immediately, is because they have 100% offense. For Sortie, I didn't really know that Jedi Knight Luke was a pretty much a hard counter for Sortie. So it works really well, does a lot of exposed damage, has good control. You can put buff immunity on Sortie, which stops her protection up. So, and you can dispel her protection up, as you can see. So really easy match, good banners. Wasn't worried at all from there. So they had Ewoks in the back with Nisa. I did decide to go with Malik. Malik is a good solo for this if you don't need him. It's super reliable. I don't go straight for Nisa just because if Wicket can put her in invis, and then she heals, and it's absolutely no worry. I just go for Chirpa because Wicket and Nisa just kind of like play little games as far as, you know, they hide. That way I just go for Chirpa right away. It slows down their healing. And after that, if he hides, he also puts Nisa in stealth. And if everyone's in stealth, then no one's in stealth. So pretty easy here. Easy win, 59 banners. I did try to end with the drain so I can get max banners there. All right, so at this point, I used Malgus for Geos. You know, it's just like, okay, this is the last team on the board, so I can just beat it really, really easy, really cleanly, not a threat whatsoever. So 57. So really, really happy with that ground game there. So for their Leviathan, I decided to do Chimera. I not the best RNG here. So with the tie dagger is the stronger variant. I also didn't get any real like, so I decided to go for Sith Marauder here in the beginning so I can try to use the Sith the defender to take out the tie dagger, and I even did the AoE, and he still survived. They're able to do a little more damage there, and because the dagger didn't die, then they were able to get enough damage out there to kill my defender, which is not good for me. And at this point I was pretty worried. At least I was able to kill the bomber, which I was really happy about. And if you kill the bomber at the very least, then this becomes a clean upable fleet. I was kind of hoping to take one more out, maybe the Sith Assassin, but it didn't work out. So for their Executor, I just used Profundity, just unlocked it, got it to 5 stars. It's been working great. I pull Xanadu Blood out of stealth, and I go all in on him. At this point, I'm just trying to build my ult as much as possible. I bring out the Phantom to get some more, to get that fast reinforcement as well. So at this point, I'm just going to charge up my ult, work on Bosk, and then try to get as much as I can. So I do decide to go with the Cassian's U-Wing. I've been messing with my my Profundity. I really don't get a lot of practice here. Maybe I should try to do some more, but my shard is pretty much all Leviathans, and I only use Leviathans. So the only practice I get is here in Grand Arena. So not the best, as far as I would like to have a better understanding of it. But I think I still have a pretty good understanding of the mechanics and everything and what I'm supposed to do. So if you saw any major misplays, let me know. But otherwise, I feel like I played this pretty well. I know I can just put it on auto at this point, but it's still new to me, and I like to play through it at least a little bit so I can still learn it. But overall, pretty clean. It would be better banners, but I don't have all the reinforcements. All right, so for this, the standard counter of Malevolence versus Negotiator. So I don't see them with Marauder here. If they had Marauder, I probably would have had to do something else, I probably would have gone for a different counter for the Executor. And then because Malevolence doesn't really beat the Marauder variant of this. So, all in all, like not the best RNG here. I would have liked to get that taunt. So my first of all, my Hyena Bomber died really quickly. These counterattacks on Ahsoka was pretty brutal. At least that AoE there was a godsend because if they would have came out with like Plo Koon or something, if I didn't get that AoE, then 100% I would have been in a lot of trouble here. So it wasn't the best RNG, but it wasn't the worst either. They did get their all, and I barely surviving here. If you see, I have like that like super not clean, barely got it, but I did get it. So I decided to go to Negotiator here against to try to clean this up. My main goal is to take out the Sith Assassin, and as you can see, my Anakin is not doing well. So before I even get really a turn on my on my capital ship, they take out my Anakin. So really strong opening on their end. So really unlucky on my end. And at this point I was really worried because I was like, am I even gonna clear this fleet? It's not really good. Not looking good at all. So really a little bit of a misplay there. I didn't even realize, and I was gonna back out here, but I decided that the opening play was so horrible that I would rather try for some more RNG and see a different play. So I went with Finalizer here, and much better opening. They didn't have as much turn meter, so I'm going to try to still take out that Sith Assassin to slow down their turn meter as much as possible. So I was able to take it out. At this point I was like, okay, it's just a little better, much better than that Negotiator opening, because that was really rough. Decide just to ability block there. Not the best of what I can do here. This is really rough with all the days, because essentially the Finalizer is about pushing turn meter. I can't push any turn meter here, so all the shuttle's mechanics are based on turn meter, and then all the shock is causing my tank to not be able to get taunt and heal, which is well, he's healing a little, his protection, but it's causing a lot of issues here where if all these debuffs are really holding me back, which is really annoying. So at this point, I'm able to push through, kill enough of them. They're not getting debuffs out. Still get a lot of dazes. So not the best. I probably should have chose something else instead of that reinforcement. But I'm honestly not that used to Finalizer versus this counter. And I probably could have played it a little better. Honestly, I had like a very jank home one fleet ready just in case this didn't make it through, and I decided at this point like to push turn meter, and maybe I should have just basic. At this point I was a little worried because man, did he jump up stacks pretty well. He was at 3, and then you know, was not enough. So again, I'm just trying to like push turn meter here as much as I can, trying to get this up and running. And it's like, and this is what's kind of horrible when you're running out of ships, is you don't know if you can get through. And he's at 2, finally get it down. 30 banners. So 2030 is my final score. Not the best, like as far as as far as these fleets goes. I was super clean on the ground, and this Negotiator and Leviathan just absolutely wrecked me. I do feel like the Profundity is great for my addition of my offense, because it's the only GL ship I take on offense. But when the Chimera goes down, and it goes down hard, then it was pretty hard to clean up this Leviathan. And I was lucky that even if they would have had the like a Profundity here, I probably still could have countered it, or I would have had a good shot. But RNG was not with me with these fleet ships. Still, my ground game was so clean that I was able to still get a 20-31, losing an insane amount of banners, like 40 some banners I lost on that Leviathan banner battle, and I lost like 10, at least 10 for the Negotiator, which is like, this could have been super clean if I was cleaner on the fleets. But overall, I think we still have some time in the attack phase, but my opponent attacked afterward, and I don't think he's coming back. I don't think. I did look at a lot of his matches, and if his opponent clears him pretty cleanly, then he doesn't even come out and fight. So I'm 99% certain I've won this battle. It just wasn't my best work, but well, the ground was pretty fantastic. I was really happy with that. But RNG on ships kind of hurt me a little bit, but still got a really clean clear. And I think I'm going to get the win for this on the final 3v3. So overall, really happy. So thanks for hanging out with me watching this. If you like this content, let me know in the comments. I'm not big on creating this type of format, but I don't mind it doing it every so often when I don't have time to live stream. So thanks again for watching, supporting me. I'll see you guys next time, and take care.